to something a little different now. And Steve, we got you to go out and film a story for us.
Very emotional too, and it's something that I think when you see what we're about to show you, you'll see the impact it's had. And it was in one of our hospitals. And look, few things probably shock teenagers these days, but every so often they do come across something that makes them stop and think. Now, I was fortunate enough, as Charlie said, to share that experience with a group of youngsters recently. There is a warning here, though, that some viewers may find some of this footage a bit confronting.
He's your age, look at him and learn from him.
It's raw and it's brutal. And the message is simple. Don't risk your life. 18-year-old Cameron told his mother he didn't need to wear a motorcycle helmet. He was wrong.
We don't know where Cameron's brain function is at the moment. We don't know if we're going to get any brain function back. He made a choice, and he made a wrong choice.
This is the P.A.R.T.Y project at the Alfred Hospital. The aim is simple, to make young people aware that their actions have long-lasting consequences. Essentially, they're brought here to keep them out of here. We get up every Monday morning and we turn on the radio and we pick up the newspaper, and there are young people dead. Now, it can be a car into a pole or a tree, it can be someone being king hit, it could be people taking overdoses of drugs. But this is the place, you know, where all this blood and trauma ends up. A quarter of all the people killed on our roads are aged between 17 and 25.
What we have to accept is that while on an individual basis people behave a certain way and are responsible, once they're in groups, once they're all in a car, once they're exposed to alcohol, they behave differently.
The body on the bed might be a dummy, but the case study is very real. A young man brought into the trauma unit the previous week after a fatal car crash. He survived, but his injuries will last a lifetime.
Does anyone know what this bag is?
Colostomy bag?
Well, we call them poo bags, but yeah, it's a colostomy bag. The damage to his stomach was so bad that the doctors had to take a whole chunk of bowel out and repair all the vessels. And so for probably forever, he's going to have one of these sitting here where poo goes into all the time.
Hopefully, if you see the end result, you're going to at least have something go off in your head. Some alarm will go off in your mind.
You feel sympathy, but also you kind of feel like it's a mirror, like you see yourself as them, and it makes you not want to make those choices.
You're a young guy, you're at school. You imagine living the rest of your life without your proper brain function just because of something, a stupid decision made by somebody else or by you?
I couldn't imagine it. We looked at the front lobe injuries, and that's your personality being taken away from you. And I just couldn't imagine myself living my life any other way.
Almost 1,000 youngsters have attended the sessions here at the Alfred in Victoria. Each of them will take away lessons they'll never forget.
Remember the boy you saw with the head trauma. We don't know what life Cam's got, but you can have a wonderful life and you can make a difference. We're here, we're now, we're living it, we're suffering it.
How that mother can stand there and, you know, put her hand on her son's shoulder, not knowing if he's ever going to have brain function, and speak so beautifully to those young people. If that doesn't hit home, nothing would.
I can see you there. It must have been hard for you to see.
Yeah, it was. And one of the patients that we saw in the ICU there killed his girlfriend and his best friend in a car accident. That's the guy that's going to have the colostomy bag for life. He woke up and he'd killed two of his closest people in his life.
Okay, so what a brave mother there to do that. And those kids did look tuned in.
Those high school kids were as close to you and me as I am to Carrie, and they stood and she let them stand around the bed. That scheme, by the way, is booked out for 2 years, so high schools can't get in because governments don't fund it well enough. So my call to federal governments, state governments around the country is look at that and make it happen.
Absolutely.
Well, we have to take a break right now, but we'll be back with ex-MasterChef contestant John Hughes after this.